Come on, kill their captain! Kill their captain! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! He killed him. Oh well. Alright, but he's getting increasingly surrounded by my guys, so maybe he will die? Okay, guys. Welcome back. And I really do have to apologize because I'm actually going to be moving around on the screen here, and my audio isn't always going to line up with what's happening here on the screen, simply because I recorded the battle and everything for this turn, but then I, found out that I wasn't recording my voice. I was only recording the game audio. So anyway, jumping right into it, I'm explaining right now that the battle we're going to fight is at Skara. I'm not going to try and pronounce the whole name. I think I tried to call it Scarakikot or something, but I've just shortened it to Skara because that would be easier. As you can see, they just had 2 units of warsmiths and 1 general in there. That should go pretty simple. Actually, I already know that it does because I've already done the battle. I'm recording this afterwards. Annoying, but anyway. As you can see, there are a couple of dwarven forces that are near Othlabed, and it looks like one of them is going to attack it. Othlabed only has a garrison of like 1 slave unit at the moment, so the dwarves are definitely going to take it. I think at this point I was explaining that I'm going to have Giznog's army come back after they're done at Skara to come and take back Othlabed, because I sort of expect the dwarves to just be able to take it before he can get back there. I think I'm talking about potential settlements that might be held by Mordor or by the dwarves. I think it's the dwarves looking at the border lines there. There's another dwarven settlement up there, and that's probably where those other forces came from. Now I'm talking about the army under Ulasal. He's the one who's going down south to take Khand. And there's a catapult unit that's supposed to be joining him, but I sent him off early just because I didn't want to wait anymore, and he's still got 3 catapult units, so it's probably fine. Probably. That catapult will eventually catch up to him, I'm sure. I then talk about a 3rd army that I'm creating, though to be honest, I believe I've already discussed that in a past episode. Basically, I was either going to send them to the west as well to assist Giznog's army, or I'm going to send them north to attack the dwarves at like Redwater and Forodrim there. I then realized that I have discussed this in the past, and so there's no reason for me to discuss it again. So, yeah, anyway, I guess we'll start the battle here at Skara in just a minute. I do have some backup forces, as you can see, between Skara and between Nurunczydin, the other dwarven place that I took. And I was intending to have them be the garrison for Skara so that Giznog could just leave immediately. But as you'll see, once the battle is over, Giznog is actually kind of stuck there. He's not able to move any further, so he'll have to stay there for at least 1 turn before going back to Othlabed. Or to save Othlabed, because again, I assume the dwarves are going to attack it and take it. At this point, I'm just pointing out that they have the 2 dwarven warsmith units as well as their general, though I'm actually also pointing out that I did receive a fix from the developers of the mod to make it so that the dwarven warsmiths don't have projectile trails. So they should actually look kind of normal now, or normal as in the same as all the other units. So like the archers and the javelin men who all, don't have projectile trails normally. Okay, guys, welcome to the battle. And once again, same deal here. I'm recording this commentary after I've already fought the battle. So if what I'm talking about doesn't quite line up with what's happening on the screen, I am doing my best. To be honest, the battle doesn't have a lot of moving parts to it. Right now, we're just bombarding the forces there in the center of the settlement. We've got 2 units of warsmiths and the old guard right there. We are targeting the warsmiths in the back, but I think the old guard are going to receive the worst of it, or at first they will. To be honest, the old guard is actually the biggest problem that we're going to have once we actually get into the settlement itself. The warsmiths, not so much. You might hear the audio go quieter and go louder as well. That's because normally, I do have OBS set up so that the audio of the game goes a little quieter when I'm talking, and then it goes back up again when I'm not talking. So that way, you can always hear me over the game audio. But of course, that isn't really happening right now because I'm recording it separately. So you might hear the audio like go a little quiet, go a little loud, go a little quiet, go a little loud for seemingly no reason. But there is a reason. It's because I didn't record the audio properly. That's why. All right, there's a nice good hit on the old guard there, and I think another one's coming. Yep, there we go. I'll actually let you guys go in a minute, because basically it's just sit here and watch the bombardment for a bit. And then I just fast forward basically until the bombardment is over and we start pushing into the settlement. So just a few more shots, because I think, yes, there we go. And there should be another couple more good shots there, except I think I just... okay, I did see it. For a minute there, I thought I was going to miss it. But you see, the old guard are walking off to the side there, and so they're actually going to avoid the rest of the bombardment, or most of the rest of the bombardment, by just kind of leaving the center of the settlement. Though they will still get hit at least once down there, just because of the way the shots kind of spread out everywhere and are not terribly accurate. Okay, guys, welcome back. And I think this is where I came back in during the actual setup as well, basically just watching that last shot go flying over the settlement there. As you can see, we have done quite a number on the warsmiths. At first, I was confused and thought that I had completely eliminated one of the two units, because I could only see the 14 guys from the one unit that appears to have survived. But a moment later, I go to the map here, as you can see, and there actually are two units sitting in the center of the settlement, but one of them only has one guy left. And that's why I couldn't really spot him, because he was just one more guy amidst the others here. So there's actually 15 dwarven warsmiths standing there. The old guard took one shot, as you can see there. They actually stood quite a bit out of range for most of it. They actually went up on one of the mountains or hills, I guess, over there in the top left. So I couldn't bombard them, but obviously we did quite a number on the warsmiths. So what I'm going to do now is send in the mercenaries first to be our front line. Be our glorious cannon fire, our brave, brave warriors. Then behind them, I'm going to send in the warblades. The archers, I'm just going to push forward to the end of the bridge just so that they're kind of ready to cross when their turn comes. All right, now it looks like the warsmiths are going to move forward. And again, I do know how the battle goes myself, so I am just kind of like speaking almost in the present tense, even though I probably shouldn't be. I should be speaking in the past tense, like I know what happens, but I might switch between the present and past tense, depending on how this goes, because to be honest, I don't normally do this. I don't normally make such a goof with my audio recording. I also, I think, point out at this point how my camera keeps jumping up and down in these dwarven settlements, because there's the hills at, those four corners, but then there's also the chasms that are, spanned by those bridges, and so my camera dips up, and it dips down, and it dips up, and it dips down. Like, I'm not trying to do that, it's just that the terrain kind of goes up and down too, so that's why that happens. Now, the warblades are going off to the sides, but they are going to take some casualties there on the left because the warsmiths are throwing their axes. And we can confirm now that the warsmiths do not have their projectiles because they are throwing their axes now. And it is harming our warblades, but we cannot see them go flying over there. Well, at least not very easily. I guess, technically, I can see the axes if I really squint and stare and look for them. Now at this point, my archers have crossed right behind the mercenaries here and are firing on the old guard there in the settlement. Basically just trying to get in as many volleys as we can before they engage our mercenary line. Then I have them target the warsmiths just so that we don't shoot too many of our own mercenaries. So as you will see, that's less of a problem, or I'll have less of a problem with doing that later. I'm having the Warblades rush to the center of the settlement because the archers have actually just finished off the Warsmiths. So the only unit we have to fight now is the Old Guard, who are engaging our mercenaries. I've also moved the Warblades so that they can attack the Old Guard from behind, but at this point I realize, wait a minute, I could use the archers instead and not have to, like, engage my Warblades at all. So I grab some archers and send them to the rear so that they can fire into the Old Guard from behind. But we are going to have a little trouble here on the left because the archers want to pass through the Old Guard, so I quickly correct their course. Though I think a couple of them are still going to get chopped up by the Old Guard as they try to very foolishly pass through them. Now the archers on the right are going to go ahead and fire now on the rear of the Old Guard. And the 3 units here on the left will also do so shortly once they get in position. The Warblades have taken up a position in the center of the settlement. It's kind of hard to see them from here, but I think the camera will shift there in a minute. Now the mercenaries, I'm just kind of putting back into tight formation and kind of moving them a bit, because they don't really need to be there. But I am going to have these javelins assist by firing on the Old Guard as well. Alright, now we've got all 5 of our archer units firing on them. The Warblades, I'm just having them form up near the entrance to the center of the settlement, just so that if the Old Guard routes back to the center, they'll be caught by the Warblades. Though I can tell you now that that's not going to happen. And yes, I do realize I think that our archers are probably killing a fair number of our own mercenaries, but more importantly, they're killing the Old Guard. And so we're not going to stop firing. And now we have the last final charge of the dwarves as they charge our archer line. I kept thinking that I was going to have my Warblades interfere, but no. The sheer just fire of the archers just finally puts down all of the Old Guard. Along with, I think that's General Gimli was his name, I think? Obviously, he wouldn't be the Gimli, but... Oh, no, his name's Owen. Owen, okay. Again, probably not the Owen, but an Owen. So yes, we did take a fair number of casualties, though it was basically the scouts. The scouts lost 100 guys there. And again, that's why they're here. That's why they're here, is to pin down the Old Guard, to hold them in place so that we can blast them with arrows. And again, we might have killed some of our own scouts, though I'm not sure how many. Because, I mean, the scouts would go down pretty quickly under arrow fire, and the Old Guard wouldn't. But at the same time, I think we were shooting mostly the Old Guard. I guess it's kind of hard to tell. The Old Guards did most of the damage there, as you can see, with the Warsmiths doing very little. Alright, and now here we are back at the campaign map. Now, I was considering exterminating because they're only at 100%, and that's not terribly high. I mean, it's not bad, obviously, but then, you know, I shouldn't be so exterminate happy. Like, if the population is, like, reasonably happy, I should occupy, and I do in this case. I also think I point out later that there is a lot of unrest that occurs in settlements once they change hands, but I think that goes away pretty quickly. Because the other dwarven hold, the one that's just to the south there, or the south of Skara, I should say, it actually had like 30%, I want to say, unrest when we first took it, but then it was like gone in a turn or two. And so their public order is actually quite high. And we didn't exterminate them either, so they've actually got a decently high population. So as you can see right there, I occupied Skara. And now I think I'm pointing out, look at how happy the other dwarven hold is, 138%. And we'll go into the settlement details, and you'll see there's no unrest there now, even though there was totally 30% unrest there a couple of turns ago. Now we go into the settlement details for Skara, and you can see a 30% negative to unrest, or to public order right there. Probably it'll be gone soon, though. Now, at this point, I wanted to try and move Giznog's army towards Othlabed, but I discover very quickly that he cannot move. At least not if he brings his catapults, though even if he had left those behind, he would have only been able to move like a couple of steps. So he's basically going to have to stay there for now. or for a turn, I should say. The next turn, he'll be able to move, and we have these troops here, the ones I just highlighted, who can go to Skara and be the garrison. I mean, I doubt we'll need all of those guys there, but, you know, however many units we need to leave behind, we can leave them behind. So Giznog can get his butt over to Othlabed and either save it or more likely have to take it back, because I assume the dwarves will attack it. All right, guys, so now the audio might sound a little different now, because now I actually am recording properly with the game audio and my own voice just going on at the same time. So the audio should more closely line up with what I'm actually doing now. And of course, it is at the end of this little bit here, because now is the time when I basically am going to let you guys go and bring you back as more of interest occurs. But thank you for your patience with the previous bit of recording there. Okay, guys, welcome back to my properly working audio setup, but also to a slightly different kind of battle. It's been a few turns since we took Skara, and I've been playing like Ring Around the Rosie with the dwarves here. They did not attack Othlabed, and now I have more troops there. Basically, I was sending troops to gather at Othlabed so that we could continue our advance north. Basically, like the backup army is there with some more recruited mercenaries and other things. But the dwarves are being tricksy because they sent like a small force around from the north to attack Skara, and then they've got this 7-unit force down here to attack. I'm just going to call it like Rhun from now on, because I don't know if I should be trying to pronounce the whole thing. I don't know if they're going to attack or try to attack this turn, but I basically have Giznog's force standing right outside to assist, or maybe even to chase them. Because, again, see, the problem is that the dwarves can come up with a really tiny force and send it to attack a place, and they'll basically take it, because their, like, most pathetic troops are just better than mine. In fact, I'm kind of expecting to lose Skara here. That's the battle that you're seeing on screen right now. But anyway, so Giznog will almost certainly be able to keep and hold Rhun against whatever force this is, and maybe even chase them away. But there's apparently just multiple ways into the mountains here, and the dwarves can send these tiny little forces to attack us in every direction, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Maybe we do need to bring that second army in this direction instead of north. But, all right, anyway, the point is that they've sent this little force of miners to fight our little force of clansmen raiders. Now, we do significantly outnumber them, in fact, nearly double, but their troops are just better, and I think that is reflected in the auto-resolve there. But I'm not saying the situation, though, is hopeless. I think we still have a possibility of winning. We're certainly going to try, so let's get right into the battle. Okay, guys, welcome to the battle. As you can see, our dwarven opponents are standing out here in this field of snowy grass with strangely non-snowy ground. I still think that's funny every time I see it, but anyway. Basically, they're going to advance this way. They're going to attack us. And here's what my thought on what I could try and do and tip the odds a bit in our favor. As they're coming from this direction, I assume they're going to attack up either this ramp or this ramp here. I mean, I guess they could attack from the back, but we'll just move troops as needed. We do have the same number of units as they do, so we should be able to move wherever it is they move. But what I've done here is I know that units get, like, well, basically they're better fighting downhill than they are uphill. So we should get a bit of a bonus having our troops fighting downhill while they're trying to fight up the ramp. And that's why I've kind of done it like this, where they're just kind of like squeezed in here. The units are also so large that they actually stretch back into the center of the settlement, so I wonder if they're, like, technically unbreakable right now. Like, their morale will never, like, deplete to the point that they rout. Because normally, like, once you get back to the center of the settlement, they immediately become unbreakable. So I'm thinking they might actually just hold that position until, like, to the last man. Like, the dwarves will have to fight their way up the ramp and into the center of the settlement. Now, what I'm hoping will happen is they will actually only pick one ramp to go up. Maybe, let's just say this one here. And what I could then do is take either this unit or maybe the captain's unit, go around and like do some like charging into their rear to try and break them too, while they're trying to fight their way up the ramp against these guys as well. Maybe. I don't know. They might pick multiple ramps, or maybe the cycle charges with, you know, infantry won't be particularly effective. I mean, I don't know how this is going to go, to be honest. Well, I hope, but it could go very poorly. So anyway, it looks like it's going to be a bit before they get here. I guess we could just kind of speed things up just a tad. Wow, even speeding it up, it looks like it's going to be a minute. I'll just bring you guys back here in a minute once they've kind of gotten a little closer. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, looks like the 2 minor units here are actually going to go for this ramp, which is great, but the captain has gone running off. Ah, okay, and he's running up here. He could be going for the other ramp, if I'm being honest. Which means we might have to have the captain, like, run down this ramp and do those cycle charges that I was talking about, though. Or maybe down this ramp here. But I actually might... You see, I'd like to do those cycle charges against the captain's unit, because then we might kill him. But the problem is that he's way far away, you know, from the fighting at the moment. I'm not sure how long my poor, poor clansmen are going to last against the dwarves. So, you know... I kind of think we can't really wait for him to get his butt over here. So we might just have to cycle charge against these guys. But first I want them both to get fully engaged. And first blood to the dwarves. I saw that. Oh shoot, they're actually leaving. Oh, no, they're not leaving the center of the settlement. Not quite. Okay. Looks like both units are engaged, so let's get down here. Okay, seriously, why do you guys keep going to and fro? Well, I guess they don't see a way to get down there, probably. That's probably it. That sounds like dwarves charging. Please don't charge. Please just die where you are. That would be grand. Victory seems certain. Really? Are you sure about that? I mean, the casualties are actually pretty good. Remember, we have twice as many men as they do, so they have to kill twice as many of us. Alright. Could you get over here without actually touching their unit? Okay, it looks like the answer to that question is yes. That is good. Alright, now let's see if we can just hit these guys in the side here and maybe kill off a few of them that are here. Oh wow, and we immediately lost a fair number of guys there, actually. It looks like they are going for that ramp. Oh dear. Alright, pull back, pull off, ow, 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 ow. Pull back. Holy smokes, they lost like 1 guy to our charge. Or to our attack. And we lost a whole bunch. Alright, no. Disengage, 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 disengage. Disengage. Why do you guys keep wanting to go around that way? Go the way I told you to go. Fine, just go that way. Hurry it up, though. Good lord, I mean, get a move on! Why do you keep stopping? Good lord, move! Move! Like, seriously, move! Move, 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 move! Honest to God. Like, they deliberately just move in the worst possible way so that they'll all be killed. Or not all, but most of them will be killed. Alright, go up the ramp. Get in formation. Okay, where's the captain? Okay, what are you guys doing? Oh, reforming. I guess that's fine. All right, well, that was a complete failure, obviously. We hardly killed any of them, and we couldn't even retreat because for some reason the pathfinding says this isn't a way to go, even though it totally is a way to go. Okay, that's really annoying. All right, maybe we could... Oh, okay, their captain is here in the front. If we can kill him, that might also help break them. Looks like they're actually not going to come up that ramp, so let's bring our captain over here so that he can keep up morale. That's so annoying. I know the pathfinding is terrible in this game, but really, if it was consistently terrible, like if it always did the same stupid thing every single time, then you could plan for it. But like, why couldn't they go this way? Like, what's wrong with this way? Secondly, why didn't they just run? Like, they would run for a few steps, stop, run for a few steps, stop, run for a few steps, stop. And because of that, you know, they lost so many more men than they otherwise would have. It's complete waste. Pisses me off so much. But, oh well, I guess we'll just have to try... We'll have to try this method and hope it works. You see, my men are actually outside of the settlement now. Or the center of the settlement, I mean. That's why I'm trying to keep my captain close to both of them. To try and keep up morale. Come on, kill their captain! Kill their captain! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! He killed him. Oh well. Alright, but he's getting increasingly surrounded by my guys, so maybe he will die? Come on, kill him! Kill him! Oh, yes! Excellent! Knock him to the ground. That's great. I thought I saw movement over there, but no, it's fine. Alright, kill the captain! That was a freeze. Alright, but come on, kill... Yes! He's dead. Alright, excellent. Oh, should I? No. Oh, no, maybe I should, though. You see, the area over here is much more open. So maybe we won't have stupid pathfinding issues over here, and there is only one unit of dwarven miners. So, oh, here, one more morale boost. Maybe it'll work better if we have them come over here and try the charge. Exhausted. All right, they're still eager, and they're still over half the unit here. And actually, they've killed they've killed hardly any of the dwarves, but I was going to say, oh, they did a good job, and it's like, no, not really. All right, get over here. And we know for sure they can walk along this line, right? So they're not going to try and, like, go around this way, like, into the dwarves, right? Come on, get on over here. I know you're tired. Honestly, I really wish I had tried this on this side first. All right, are you guys still eager? Okay, you are. Good. All right, they're over here. All right, so now, charge into the rear. All right, we need to watch our captain and make sure he stays towards the back, which he is not doing. So fall back, fall back. Fall back, not into the dwarves. Fall back. Like, holy smokes, why are they, like, in this long column? Whoa, 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 where are you guys going? Get over here. Move today. Holy crap. Okay, you know what? This isn't working at all. No, this way. No, this way. Move. 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 Come on. Seriously. Move. I don't believe it. Why aren't they moving? Move. Okay, like, seriously, get down here and, like, save the captain because he's not moving. Okay, no, wait, he is moving. All right, you guys pull back, pull back. What we'll do is we'll reposition them like so. Very good. Right now, run up here and actually do it. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Oh, okay, they're actually going to the other ramp now. All right, you guys get over here then. We don't want the captain's unit to be the one to engage, if we can help it. Gosh, I mean, there was no obstacles of any kind here. If any problem with pathfinding exists... Oh, wait a minute. Where are they going? Oh, no, they're still coming. If there was any spot where the pathfinding should be fine, it should have been there. But no, they still just don't listen to orders. They don't obey. They don't do anything. Sorry, I know, I'm getting angry, and I really shouldn't, because I know the pathfinding is terrible. It's just that I've definitely had units, like, in an open area with no, obstacles move at least somewhat well. And so it's really annoying when they just don't move well at all for any reason. Right, these guys are definitely going to lose. Holy smokes, those dwarven miners are still fresh? After all the fighting they've done? While my guys are exhausted? Really? Oh, look, open ground. Let's see. Let's bring the captain's unit down here again. No, I'm just kidding. I think I've been thoroughly disabused of that notion. You guys don't seem to be facing... Oh, I see. They're technically engaged with, like, this unit here, and so they're, like, spilling off to the side here, and they're facing them, even though the unit they should be facing is probably this one. Okay, seriously, just engage the enemy, and don't, dance around too much. But no, I believe we've actually lost the settlement. If I can't do any rear charges, or if they're just ineffective, then and if the dwarves are going to be fresh no matter how much fighting they do, then oh wait, these guys are exhausted. Huh, that's kind of weird. I wonder why they're exhausted. Or I should say, I wonder why they're exhausted, but these guys aren't. Oh shoot, those guys are shaken. Those guys are eager. All right, let's try and get our captain's unit over here. Okay, they're steady again. And they're eager. I mean, that makes sense. They're exhausted. They're not killing very many of these guys, if I'm being honest. Wait a minute. 95. 69. Oh, okay, there are 2 units over here. For a minute there, I thought there were 3, and I was like, wait, no, there are 3 in total, and there's 1 over here. But no, there's 2. There are 2 units over here. All right, well, since there isn't going to be anything resembling tactics going on here, I guess I'll just fast forward it again until the point where we probably just lose the settlement. So I will see you guys here soon. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, I guess there wasn't really anything. Oh, wait, I skipped too far ahead. I just realized I should have at least shown you guys, like, the end turn, or not the end turn, the end of battle screen. But, I mean, it's exactly what we thought it would be. We lost everyone. They lost, I think it was less than 100. Actually, I don't even think it was even close to 100. I think it was like 50-something. I'll check the recording later, and I'll just put the number we lost and the number that they lost up on screen now. So just so you can see, we were crushed completely. And now this is the beginning of the next turn. So what we'll probably have to do is defeat this force and then come back for that settlement yet again. But anyway, I think that's actually going to be it for now then. I've got a bunch of stuff to do on the campaign map, so I'll just bring you guys back as more of interest occurs.